Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Jennifer. We're going to do a stitch with me. I hope everybody is doing well today and had a good week. My week has been really busy. Didn't get a whole lot of stitching, but we'll get into that. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for stopping in and checking us out and returning. So we are going to be working on Quick Stitch Ye Olde Craft Room. This is a restart. I was stitching this on 18 count and I had spun my wheel to work on it for, as you guys know, I am in a series of challenges by Cross & Crafts and her Facebook group, and I had spun this to work on this for the next chapter that I'm working on for the Harry Potter series. And as I was getting ready, getting it on my thing, on my Lowry stand, I was like, this doesn't look right to me. I don't know. It just didn't, to me, it didn't look right. But then again, I could be wrong. And so I just wasn't happy with it. So, you know, y'all can be upset with me. So, or whatever, tease me about it, pick on me, whatever you want to do. So I was like, you know what, we're just gonna restart it. So I restarted it. I ordered a small piece, or piece big enough for this 25 count, and this is what I'm stitching it on. So this is what it's gonna look like. You guys can see this. I am over here on this section. I think this is all one page. So I'm like right over here, but I have already started the top part of the sewing machine. And as you guys can see right here. So we're gonna stitch and I'm just gonna chat. There might be some rambling because there really hasn't been a whole lot going on this week, but we're just gonna, you know, start stitching. Okay, so my week has been kind of busy. Did have a health scare. I ended up, what was it, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday, last Thursday, I was scheduled to go to work. And the night before, on Wednesday, I ended up getting really dizzy. And I was like, all right, this isn't good. So my daughter helped me get to my room. Cause I mean, I was so, so dizzy. The room was spinning like you wouldn't believe. It felt like I was on one of those, you remember the I don't know if y'all have ever rode these when at amusement parks, but the cup and saucer rides where they spin, well, that's the way it felt. And I was just, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting here and I thought, what in the world? And so my daughter was like, what's wrong? And I said, I feel really dizzy. And it was to a point that I felt like I was just gonna vomit. So she followed me back into my room to make sure I didn't, you know, fall down or anything because of my dizzy spell, and ended up laying there and woke up Thursday morning and was still feeling disgustingly dizzy and just felt like crap. So I called out and my mother was like, well, do you want to go to the doctor? And I had every intention of going to the doctor. And I said, well, let me call and see, you know, if this requires me to go. And if it was, you know, an emergency enough for me to go. And according to them, no. And he, you know, was really good about it. He was like, I really think your equilibrium is kind of off. And he, you know, said, work on your balance. And I thought, okay. So he he gave me, exercises to do to help with my balance. And he said you can even find some on, YouTube or whatever. And I said, okay, so that's what I did. And it's been helping, but I'm still scared to death I'm going to get dizzy again. And yeah, it's not a fun thing, let me tell you. Of course, first words out of his mouth is, what were you doing to, and I said, nothing. I said, I was sitting here getting ready to cross stitch, and it just hit me. And then he says, well, did you eat anything that, didn't agree with you? And I said, no. And so then, of course, then he comes down. I said, the only thing is that I've been, going to work. I have to walk to work. And in this heat, it's not fun. And he said, have you been staying hydrated? And I said, yes. And he says, okay. He says, and he suggested the same thing that my mother did about an umbrella. So now every time I leave, regardless of whether it's raining or not, I take an umbrella with me, especially when it's really, really hot. So to, keep the heat from beating down on me. He said that could be a part of it. And I'm like, oh, goody. So, sucks when you're getting old, let me tell you. I hate getting old, but it is what it is. So, I don't know what that goes to, but okay. I don't know why that's, all right, whatever. So we, I've been watching myself and, making sure, I always have my umbrella, bottle of water or Gatorade, and especially when, I know it's going to be really, really hot, and when I'm walking to work. I mean, it takes me 10 minutes to get to work on foot. And, if I had a different way, it would be different, but I don't. So, and my parents can always come and take me to work. So I don't, ask them to do something unless, it's absolutely necessary. And so, yeah, it was not a fun thing. I was just, I'm like, seriously, can I just, for once in my life? But, like I said, it sucks to get old. It's no fun. And this heat, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like summer that much. I mean, granted, I like going to the beach and all that stuff like the next person, but I do not like summer. I can't stand it. Where am I at? Where am I? Oh, there I am. It's not one of my favorite seasons. I like spring, fall, winter. Summer we could do without. If we could, I would be happy if summer didn't exist. But that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I was just like, okay. So it's just, a matter of remembering and making sure I stay hydrated all the time, especially here in the house. And just, doing what I'm supposed to do to make sure I don't get dizzy again. And at first he thought it was because I hadn't eaten anything, and I said, no, I eat 3 meals a day. And so it wasn't that. So who knows? But yeah, other than that, we are just peachy around here, people. Skylar, my sisters and my nephews came to on Friday to spend time with mom, my parents, and little dude went over there. I didn't get to go because I had to work, but they had steamed crabs and steamed shrimp, fried chicken, corn, and I'm not sure what else. And my mother texted me and she's like, she knew she knew little dude couldn't have shrimp. So she texted me and she says, he can't have crabs, right? And I said, well, I didn't think about that, but obviously, if he's allergic to shrimp, you would think, it would be obvious that he was possibly allergic to steamed crabs. And good thing is he took his Benadryl with him, and he tried it, but apparently it didn't take effect. He didn't start breaking out until after he got, or was on his way home. So he took the Benadryl on the way home, and he ended up with fried chicken and stuff like that, and they sent me some crabs home and some cucumbers and onions, and that was really all they had, or all they sent. But it was nice. I got to eat some crabs. I hadn't had any crabs. And he told me that he had fun. He played basketball with his cousins and all that kind of stuff. And I said, okay, that's cool. And yeah, so he got to have fun. And of course I had to work. I know, right? Depressing. So but and then I've been stitching, but not like I want to. I stitched most of the week last week, and then Saturday or Sunday and Monday I didn't get to do Saturday and Sunday I didn't get to do a whole lot of stitching. I had to work a shift where I was like, how am I going to fit this in? And of course obviously I didn't fit any stitching in. I didn't get to, because by the time I left to go to work, which was 11 o'clock, I had to be at work at 11. So by the time I left here, there's no way. And then when I got home, I was just like, I don't feel like it. I just don't feel like stitching. So I didn't stitch. And I'm going to be honest, I felt like I hadn't stitched in a month. And today's the first day that I actually stitched. So it's, yeah, when you don't stitch for a couple of days, it feels like to me, it feels like I haven't stitched in a month. And but yeah, things at work are all right. Justin has been having some issues with one of the supervisors, and she knows I don't really associate with her except when she's there, and the days that she works, I'm not always there. And so she did come in on Sunday when I was working. But long story short, Justin is a friend with somebody at work. He's really good friends with her. And that's all they are, is friends. And obviously, she thinks there's something going on. So she's come to me a couple of times and asked me, what's going on, blah, 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 between this person and Justin. And I looked at her one day and I told her, I said, Justin's an adult. They are friends. Justin has a girlfriend. He, that's it. Well, and I told her, I said, if you want to know, you ask him. And she has chosen not to do that. So Sunday, Justin, was doing his job, and he came up to ask about something, and he asked his friend, and the customer service supervisor that that he's been having issues with, I guess, I'm not really sure why she did it, and I have no idea. But anyway, she immediately walked over to them and told them, basically got on them and made Justin leave. And so she looked at me and she saw me and she knew I was ticked off about it, because this is not the first time that she's done this. And so about, I don't know, half an hour later, she comes to me and she's like, I'm in a bad mood. I was like, well, so am I. And I cut her off. And she just looks at me. And she doesn't say anything to me. So, I mean, they're not doing anything wrong. They're not socializing. He just walked over to hand, because of his job he has, and it's, and you know how people can get food delivered and picked up. Well, he does the pickup. He's the one that brings the groceries out to people that are picking up the groceries. And so he was trying to figure out what he was supposed to do with the phone. And so Justin told me, he says, Mom, leave it alone. Don't say anything. Just leave it alone. We've complained and so forth. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And she won't say anything to me. And I'm just not going to say anything, even though I've been biting my tongue, because, but then again, on the other hand, my son is an adult and he doesn't need his mother, getting all involved. So I haven't said anything, and nobody has said anything to me. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, because because if I don't, and my thing is, as long as they don't ask me or say anything to me about it, I'm all right. But I'm going to tell you, if they do, they're not going to like me very much, because he's not doing anything wrong, at least that I can see, because it was in front of me. And so I don't know. I don't get it. I really, truly don't. And it is what it is. So it's ridiculous. But, there's other people that do the same thing, and nobody says anything. So I don't know. I'm going to keep my mouth closed and try to not say anything. And but yeah, other than that, we've just been really, really busy around here. And then of course I wake up this morning and I feel like I have a cold. Yeah. I don't feel sick, which is the good thing, but I just woke up this morning, my nose was all stuffy, and I thought, okay, it's my allergies, and I really, truly don't know if it is. I don't feel, gross. I don't feel, like you would when you get a cold, but yeah, it's not my week is just, it's been crazy. And there really hasn't been a whole lot going on. I'm trying to think. Now I forgot what I was going to say, because we've just been trying to not go outside a whole lot because of this stupid heat. I'm telling you, like I told y'all earlier, this heat is awful. It is, it just, blah. It is not something that I want to deal with. And I don't like it. And, so yeah, we've just not been going very many places, doing, a whole lot, just trying to come in and go back, go back and forth to work, and try to come in and stay inside. And it's not fun at all whatsoever. I really, really hate this heat. And I just, not one of my favorite things in the world. And, I'll just be glad when, fall and winter get here, because I'm so over it already. And I already told my kids, I said, I'm just ready for fall and winter, because this heat is like driving me completely insane. And I'm so done with it. All right, did I get... Yes. Gotta make sure. And of course, here I am. I'm the one going in and out of the heat, in and out of the air conditioning. So that's probably why I have this cold, which, oh well. It happens. All right, so now let me see where I'm at. Okay. I want to make sure I know where I'm at, because so did get to do some reading or listening to audiobooks, finished a couple of books, and because I'm way behind on my reading challenge on Goodreads, it's not even funny. It doesn't tell you now on Goodreads how many books you are behind, but I know I'm behind, so it's like, so I've been trying to play catch up every chance I can get, and going back and forth every day to work, walking, I get to read at least 10 minutes, listen to at least 10 minutes each way, so, that helps a little. But today, hopefully I get to listen to the book that I want to listen to. There's one I got, or one that I'm really interested in. I can't pull it up because it's on my phone. That I found the book, the actual book, at work, and I said, well, I'm okay. So I'm gonna see if they have it. No, I'm sorry. I did see they have it on audiobook on Libby through my library. So I checked it out, and I'm gonna listen to it. And I gotta finish the book that I'm listening to, Annie and Death series, the next one, and hopefully I can kind of get myself into back to reading. It's kind of hard working, don't get me wrong. Working is, I love my job, but it takes a lot of my time away from reading and stitching. So, yeah. So I feel like when I'm not working, I have to catch up on my reading and on my stitching and neglect all my other stuff, which is not fair. So it's like, no. You can't neglect all this other stuff. And I try not to, believe me. I do get the kids to help me. I mean, Skylar helps me out. So it's not like my house is nasty. But hold on, my floss is not cooperating this morning. I usually don't have an issue getting my 2 strands that I need pulled out. And now today of all days, this is going to do this. And this is going to really, really irritate the crap out of me. All right. Let me get that off. They're up there. So, yeah, so today I'm taking a lazy day. I was going to do it yesterday, and I ended up playing video games with my daughter. And now I'm just going to stitch today and start listening to my books, catch up on YouTube, and I do have a show I need to catch up on called Mobland on Paramount Plus, and I need to catch up on that. I started watching it, but I didn't get to catch the new episodes, so I need to catch the new episodes and finish that show out. And I need to get the new episodes of Criminal Minds, but I haven't done that yet. So we are just playing catch up, and I don't know where I'm at. As you can tell, I am at a total loss. I have no idea. There we go. I figured it out. Never mind. So, and of course, I get asked every day, have you been watching the news? I avoid the news. I have been avoiding the news, and I choose not to watch the news. Like now it's on and it's on mute. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Been doing other things to make my time happy because yeah, it's just been depressing. And I'm sorry to say that, but it has been. So, what else has been going on, guys? Little dude got his report card, which I think I already told you all that. But yeah, he got his report card. Not really doing a whole lot because it's supposed to rain today. We're expecting some really, really crazy thunderstorms today. So I am staying inside. It's not really, and not that it's hot outside, so I'm not trying to go outside. I did get my floss that I ordered. What else? Trying to decide, or no, I'm not. Sorry, that was something else. Trying to get caught up on all my prompts and stuff, and hopefully today I can do that and get pictures taken. I need to get back onto my TikTok, which I haven't done that in like forever. Those of you that follow me on TikTok probably think I dropped off the face of the earth, and I apologize, but it's life, and there's not much I can do about that. And I'm not sure what I did, but this does not look like it's supposed to. I don't know. Do I need 3 there? I don't know. What did I do? have no clue. All right, well, I'm just gonna put the number of stitches that's supposed to go in here. Okay, now, all right, go here. I don't know what I did, but I think I put a stitch in a wrong place on that one grid, and I boo-booed. I boo-booed, and I don't know how I did it. And I'm sitting here looking at it, and I don't see where I boo-booed. So I'm fudging it. That's the only thing I know to do. And I do apologize for the shaking of the camera. Yes, I'm gonna fudge it. I don't know how I did that, but I did. So that makes no sense why it did that. Because I'm looking at it and I don't see what I boo-booed on. But okay, I'll go with it. Because, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look any different, so I don't know. I don't know what I did. But it looks all the same to me right now. So I'm not, like, gonna stress about it because I have no clue. I really, really, truly don't know. And I'm not going to try to sit here and figure it out, because that would mean frogging a bunch of stuff, and it doesn't even look like I'm messed up now that I've, fudged it with this color that I'm stitching on. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Because this part is, like, I want to say 5 or 6 different shades of purple and pink, and I'm not trying, I mean, it doesn't even look, doesn't even look like there's anything messed up with it. So anyway, so we'll just go with it. Because, I mean, to me, it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. But somebody else could tell me there is. And I had a chance to win a free chart from Stitchery Lovers, Amy, and I was close. I was like, oh my gosh. So I went on Haid to look up the chart, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I was watching the giveaway, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this chart. I forget what it's called. It has butterflies in it, and oh my god, it is just gorgeous. And like, I need another chart, right? So I was like, well, it doesn't hurt to try. So then I bought me a stamped cross stitch kit. Or not, well, yeah, it is a kit. It's Pittsburgh Steelers emblem. And I know, y'all are like, why? Because I like the Steelers, okay? The Steelers is my team. And no, I haven't started it yet. And I wanted to see what it was about before I progressed any farther with it. And I haven't even, like, pulled it out to, like, look at it. But I did notice when I opened it that, they do have the colors, on, like, floss, like the little floss cards or whatever. So and they're labeled with the actual DMC number, and which is kind of cool. So, and of course it's a stamped piece, so you got that on there. And so yeah, I'm gonna try it. I've never done a stamped cross stitch, so we're gonna see. No, that won't take place if my counted cross stitch. I love my counted cross stitch. So it was just because I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have this. It's my team. So yeah. And then I found another stamped cross stitch site, Painted Fairy, or paint. Is it Painting Fairy or Painted Fairy? One of the, I forget what it's called. And only reason I found them, I'm gonna be honest, they have this, oh my gosh, this cross stitch stand. I swear to God, guys, if I had the money, I would buy it. This stand would be the answer and the be all to, I'm serious. It offers different kinds, like the floor stand, you have the actual table lap stand, and it's oh my gosh. And I went to go look it up because I wanted to see how much it was. And I was like, holy crap. They're offering it for like, if you want the floor stand, that's like 200 and something, which is, you know, that's, I get it. Then they have the, you know, the lap stand, whatever you call it, table stand, and that's a little cheaper. So I'm seriously considering it. Thinking about, you know, getting it at some point. And what did I just do? Oopsie. And if I do, I'm just gonna save up for it. But oh my gosh, they come in different colors, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, my gosh, let me tell you, they come in purple. They have all different colors. And I asked them about, you know, if it could be put on a recliner, and I don't think he understood what I was saying, because, you know, I think it's either China or Vietnam, one of the two. And so I just went over to the website and watched the video there, and that's when I saw that they offer the tabletop lap stand, whatever. They even offer one that you can just stick onto a table with clamps. And I would love that one too, but I don't have a table for it. And oh well. So I'm gonna save up for it, because I need something a little bit more, what do you call it, flexible for me, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my Lowry, and I just haven't been able to order the extension bar yet. I have to wait until Thursday. I was going to order it last week, but I didn't get to, so I'll just have to wait until Thursday, hopefully. And if I decide to do that, then I won't buy the other one. But I would love to have it, just because it's just yeah, it is a really, really nice stand, and I want one so bad. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. So I think that's all I have to share today, guys. And I'm seriously, I think that's all I have to share. I'm thinking if there's anything else to tell you all about. Oh, I will be doing live streams again. I need to sit down this week and next week and figure out the days I'm going to do them. I'm going to do this as a trial period, and I may cut these Stitch With Me's where I'm talking out and do them use that as my live, and the Stitch With Me No Talkings just keep. It's going to be a trial basis. I'm going to see how it works. And I will let you all know. I will put it on my community tab on YouTube to let y'all know what's going on. Because, and it will not be the same day every week because of my schedule. Because my schedule is, kind of, you work in a grocery store. It's not a set schedule. So, yeah, so once I figure out that and a time, I will let everybody know. I don't want to do it when everybody else is doing their lives, because that's just wrong and rude, and I feel like I'm stepping on people's toes. So I need to sit down and figure out, my schedule for next week, and then kind of go from there and see what's going on, because I don't want to, do it on somebody else, because there's been, so far, except for this week, last week and the week before, I was off Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So I don't want to sit here and go, okay, I'll do it Wednesday, when I know, like, there's another stitcher that I watch that does hers on Wednesdays. So I just don't want to overstep toes. I don't want to hurt, have that happen, because, yeah. So, I think that's all I have to tell you all. I'm going to mark all this off, so that way I know where I'm at. Oopsie. So yeah, that's basically what we're down to right now, where, as in, that schedule. I'm still kind of leery about going live again, doing live streams again, because I'm a very awkward person, especially doing live streams. I just feel, I don't know how I feel. I feel awkward. And, not a whole lot of people participate either in my live streams. So it just feels awkward. So we're going to try it. But anyway, I'm going to hop off here and stop. And I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you so much for watching and stitching with me. And I will see you all next time. Have a good week, guys. Stay cool. Stay hydrated. And until then, bye, everybody.